Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we peel back the layers of corporate filings to reveal the juicy secrets nobody wants you to see. Today we are diving into Stran and Company Incorporated's latest report to see what is really going on behind the scenes. Before we dive in, if you love getting straightforward insights from these complex documents, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Also join our growing community on Discord, linked in the description below. We have some great conversations happening there. Alright, so Stran and Company Incorporated just filed a report on the 26th of November 2025. Essentially, this report is an update on their leadership and employment agreements, which is pretty important for understanding the company's direction. First off, the company itself is Stran and Company Incorporated. You might know them by their stock ticker swag. They are listed on the NASDAQ. This filing is pretty standard for their business operations and any changes within the company's leadership structure or key agreements. Now let's talk about what is registered. They have common stock with a par value of $0.0001 per S-share. This is super low, which is normal for many companies, and it basically means the stock's face value is tiny. They also have warrants. Think of these as options to buy stock in the future at a set price. In this case, each warrant lets someone buy one share of their common stock for $4.81375. This is a tool companies use to raise money or to incentivize people. It is important because it tells us about potential future stock issuance and dilution. Now here is something interesting. Stran and Company Incorporated has checked the box saying they are an emerging growth company. This means they are a smaller company that gets some regulatory perks to help them grow. They have also elected not to use the extended transition period for complying with new or revised financial accounting standards, which signals they want to keep up with the latest accounting rules sooner rather than later. The main event in this filing is the update to the employment agreement for their Chief Executive Officer Andrew Shape. This new agreement, dated the 26th of November 2025, completely replaces their old one. It sets the stage for how Mr. Shape will continue to lead the company. Under the new agreement, Mr. Shape will be earning a base salary of $500,000 per year. That is a solid chunk of change. On top of that, he is eligible for annual cash bonuses based on hitting certain performance goals. The specifics of these goals are decided by the compensation committee of the board or the board itself. This means his pay is tied to the company's success, which aligns his interests with shareholders, but also puts pressure on him to deliver results. Beyond salary and bonuses, the company is also covering some perks for Mr. Shape. This includes a leased car up to $750 per month, plus he gets his mobile phone plan and periodic upgrades paid for. They will also reimburse him for any reasonable business expenses he incurs while working for the company. This shows the company is investing in its top executives' comfort and productivity. Now let's talk about the what-if scenarios. If the company fires Mr. Shape without a valid reason like misconduct, or if he quits for what is considered good reason, he is entitled to some significant benefits. He'll continue to get his base salary for 18 months. This is a pretty generous severance package. He also gets his Cobra health insurance premiums covered for himself and his family for up to 18 months. And crucially, all his unvested company stock or equity will immediately become fully vested. That means he gets all the stock he was promised, even if he hadn't met the usual vesting schedule. On top of all this, he'll receive any salary or bonuses already earned but not yet paid out. This kind of clause is designed to protect the executive if things go south unexpectedly. The agreement also includes standard clauses about keeping company information private. This applies both during his employment and after he leaves the company, with some exceptions of course. There are also non-competition and non-solicitation clauses, which mean for a period after he leaves he can't start a competing business or try to poach employees or clients. These are common to protect the company's assets and business relationships. The agreement also includes provisions for resolving disputes through binding arbitration, which means legal battles will be handled outside of traditional court. Next up, we have a similar update for the Chief Financial Officer David Browner. This agreement, also dated the 26th of November 2025, is an amendment and restatement of his previous contract. He'll continue to serve as the CFO. Mr. Browner's new base salary is set at $300,000 per year. Like Mr. Shape, he is also eligible for annual cash bonuses based on achieving certain performance targets. The criteria for these bonuses will be determined by the board or its compensation committee. This structure ensures his compensation is also linked to the company's performance. A significant part of Mr. Browner's compensation package includes 120,000 restricted shares of the company's common stock. These shares won't be all his right away. 1/4 of them will vest on the 1st of January 2026, and the rest will vest over the next 3 years, divided equally each year. This is a strong incentive for him to stay with the company and contribute to its long-term growth. It shows a commitment from the company to retain its key financial leader. Similar to the CEO, Mr. Browner also gets a leased automobile up to $750. Per month, and his mobile phone plan will be covered. Business expenses will also be reimbursed. These are standard executive perks. If Mr. Browner is terminated without cause or if he resigns for good reason, his severance package is a bit more complex than the CEO's. He'll get his base salary for 6 months. However, there is a crucial exception. If this termination happens within 12 months before or after a change in control, which often means the company is bought or merges, he'll receive his base salary for a much longer period of 24 months. He'll also get his COBRA premiums covered for up to 18 months, and all his unvested equity will immediately vest. Just like the CEO, he'll also receive any accrued salary and unpaid bonuses. This provision around a change in control is particularly noteworthy as it suggests the company is thinking about potential future acquisitions or mergers and wants to ensure its CFO is compensated fairly in such an event. Like Mr. Shape's agreement, Mr. Browner's contract also includes clauses on confidentiality, non-competition, and non-solicitation. These restrictive covenants are designed to protect the company's interests after he leaves. Disputes will also be handled through binding arbitration. Moving on to another key appointment, the company announced on the 28th of November 2025 via press release that they have named John Audibert as their new Chief Strategy Officer and Chief Compliance Officer. This is a significant addition, bringing in someone to focus on both the company's long-term plans and ensuring it adheres to all relevant rules and regulations. It suggests a growing emphasis on strategic planning and regulatory adherence as the company evolves. This part of the filing is a bit of legalese. It clarifies that the press release itself isn't legally considered filed, in the same way as the main report under certain sections of securities laws. This is standard language to manage liability and expectations about what information is being formally disclosed versus what is being provided as additional context. And of course, no corporate filing would be complete without the forward-looking statements caution. This is basically a disclaimer. The company is telling you that any statements about the future earnings plans or strategies are just that they are predictions and hopes. They are based on current information, but actual results could be very different due to various risks and uncertainties. They are not promising anything concrete about the future, and they don't promise to update these statements if things change. It is a standard but important reminder that the future is uncertain, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Finally, here is a list of exhibits that are part of this filing. These are the actual documents being referred to. We have the amended employment agreements for Mr. Shape and Mr. Browner, and the press release about the new Chief Strategy Officer and Chief Compliance Officer. So what is the big story here? Well, Stran & Company Incorporated is clearly investing in its leadership team. They are locking in their CEO and CFO with substantial compensation packages and long-term agreements. This signals stability at the top and a commitment to retaining key talent as the company moves forward. The addition of a Chief Strategy Officer and Chief Compliance Officer also indicates a maturing company that is focused on both growth and responsible operations. Now let's put on our Warren Buffett hat and see what this means. From a financial perspective, we're not seeing the actual numbers in this filing, which is a bit of a shame for a deep dive. This report is more about the structure of executive compensation rather than operational performance. However, the salaries and severance packages for the CEO and CFO are substantial. For the CEO at $500,000 base plus potential bonuses and 18-month severance, and for the CFO at $300,000 base plus bonuses and a more complex severance that can extend to 24 months under certain conditions. This indicates the company is willing to spend to keep its top people. The restricted stock for the CFO is also a good sign of long-term alignment. The main risk here is that heavy executive compensation, particularly generous severance packages, can be a drain on resources if performance doesn't justify it. We need to see the financial statements to understand if these compensation levels are sustainable and if they are translating into shareholder value. The reliance on performance-based bonuses is a positive counterpoint, but the terms of those bonuses are not detailed here. The opportunity lies in the stability provided by these long-term employment agreements. Having experienced leadership in place can foster consistent execution of strategy and build investor confidence. The new Chief Strategy Officer and Chief Compliance Officer roles suggest a forward-thinking approach, potentially leading to new growth avenues and better risk management. My conclusion for this particular filing is that Stran & Company Incorporated is focused on solidifying its core leadership team. While the financial details of their performance aren't in this specific report, the commitment to their top executives is clear. We'll need to look at their upcoming financial statements to assess how well these investments in leadership are paying off for the company and its shareholders. What is your take on these executive agreements? Are they justified or too rich for the company's current stage? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please smash that like button and remember to subscribe for more untangling of corporate filings. And don't forget to hop into our Discord server to join the conversation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.